let's get out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment if you like. More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers episode 12 started off with Watanabe praying to the love god saying, please let me find a way to get to Jiro's heart. And she's not fucking around either. She's not just giving coins, she's giving a fucking bill. And on the other hand, we have Shiori, who's thinking that she made Jiro cheat on his wife. Now she's thinking she's some type of side girl. But she also feels it was super right that she kissed him. And she's like, I know that Akari's his wife, but I don't want to just be his best friend. And now Jiro has a terrible problem. He has to figure out if he likes Shiori or Akari. And it's gonna be a tough decision. Do I like the hot girl or do I like the hot girl? If I had a little bit more XP built up, this would be an easy kill. But like most gamers, when you can't solve something, what do? You go and eat some potato chips, some soda, and you just sit down and play some more games. So Jiro goes to a bookstore and goes and gets some manga. And he sees a manga that hasn't been there in a while. And it's the last copy, so he goes and tries to grab it, but also someone grabs his hand instead. And who is it? Unfucking believable. Somehow it's Shiori there. And he says, do you read manga? And she says, no, I don't. I only came to pick it up for my little brother. But I gotta say, what Jiro did for Shiori was great, because he let her purchase the manga instead of him, and he could just go and read some other dorky shit. So it's raining outside, and Shiori says, hey, since it's raining, do you want to come to my place instead? And Jiro's saying, what does that even mean? Why am I going to her place? Anyways, this is freaking great. And so he goes over. And I've never been to Japan, so I'm not sure if this is how it always looks, but for some reason it's really clear outside. There's almost sun out there, and it's still raining pretty hard. There seems to be a huge difference between Shiori's apartment and Akari's apartment, because Akari's apartment is really cluttered, lots of stuff in there, and Shiori's apartment is more clean, little bit of stuff in there. They get their 30 minutes of cute little awkward conversation, and out of nowhere they start reading. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to someone's place and said, you know what, let's stop talking, and instead you start reading a book? I mean, most people just get on their phones, right? But the creators of anime and manga know that if these characters were to use phones the way that most people use phones, they wouldn't be talking to each other. The thing they got right is he's reading a book and she's reading a book, but at the same time he's like looking at her and he's like, gosh damn, this girl puts in the work. But if you stare too much, then she's obviously going to say, do I look weird or are you being weird? But because she's introverted, she goes back into her room and has to question whether he likes her or not. Was I boring? Did I look weird? Why is he staring? But the good thing is that he also is very introverted, and he's like, oh gosh, why did I do that? How did this even happen? After all this crazy worrying, it's a really quirky show, so there's 2 rainbows outside. Why not take a picture next to the rainbows? I've never seen one in my life. You get the point. But anyways, you're thinking, if I'm gonna make a move, I better make it now. But the problem is that he doesn't go out and say it. He's like, I have something, and then she interrupts him. And then Shiori shows him a picture of the time they went to the beach, and she's like, look at this. And at that moment, I'm thinking, wow, she must be a photographer or something, because that's a really crisp photo. But it made Jiro think, me and Watanabe had a really good time there. Maybe I shouldn't ask her out right now. This is the first time that I'm thinking, wow, this is really high school. You're texting back and forth. Nobody wants to say anything to move the conversation along. But both of you are like, I really like this girl, or I really like this boy. And you really want to ask them out, but nothing's really happening because you're not saying it. Until I see Watanabe asking him out, and I'm like, good. Finally, someone says something. Watanabe asks him out, and they both go on a date the next day. But Jiro arrives there super early, and he has to wait for an extra 30 minutes. But the reason is really stupid, because she wanted to wear something that he would like to see her wear. I'm very hesitant on saying this, because it seems kind of really illogical for me in my head. She should wear something that she thinks looks good, not something that he thinks looks good. But she hit it right on the mark, because he's like, wow, she looks really nice. And he keeps staring at the same spot, and I'm thinking, hey, if that's what you like, do it, bruh. So they go to a store that makes milkshakes, and they order one, and he orders a chocolate milkshake and she orders a vanilla one, and she says, hey, can I have some of yours? She drinks some of his, and she makes it look very weird, because after she drinks some of it, she's like, you liar, I thought it wasn't bitter. And you can tell Jiro really liked that, because he makes this type of face. He's like, whoa, that's incredible. And then after that, they go to a pet store, and she's petting a cat, but she's petting like a dog for some reason. But Jiro gets the idea. You're supposed to pet it on the back, not on the fucking head. So Jiro and Watanabe are walking back to their houses, and they see Shiori walking back, and they explain to her that they were just hanging out. And then they say, there's a shrine up there, how about if we race? The shrine that they're running towards to is a shrine that is supposed to give you luck in finding someone that you love. So as you probably know, Shiori and Akari both like Jiro, so they both run towards this thing like no one's business. And it's so fucking cheesy, because when they're running up the hill, they see couples getting married, kissing, liking each other. And just to give you a double serving of that cheesiness, when both of the girls end up at the top, they see a married couple that are very old. But they have a really great relationship, and they think, it's Jiro, and not just that, his name's actually Jiro. And so finally Jiro catches up to them holding all their bags, and he says, alright, let's get this shit done so I can stop carrying these bags. If you stay after the credits, you'll see a list of who has the highest grade in the class, and both Shiori and Akari have a very high score. So I think they'll be able to switch partners now, right? Alright, the question of the day is, have you watched my other anime explanations? Alright, that's the end of the video. Peace.